got? Somebody call help. Somebody call help.
Oh, God. Sorry, I'm trying this new method acting form for a Colts fan that I'm going to be shooting for later today.
Oh, I get it, because they were...
Brandon? Oh, baby. We here.
We do steer
in the right direction.
Boom. Falsettos. A couple falsettos here.
That's it, baby. Just like we got some false teams this week. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. And this is GPS.
Ooh, not falsettos, castratos. That's who we are.
We're castrated?
Yeah.
Oh. Was that a thing for the show?
Just for the purpose of being able to hit the high notes.
I mean, I don't want to derail the show already before it didn't even have rails, but I can hit the high note for Take On Me.
Take on me.
Take on me.
Wow, what a weekend of football, Tom. I'm
Dude.
anti all-day Saturday football, but this weekend I was pretty pro Saturday football because it was just crazy. Followed by Sunday. Yeah, well, yeah, the Browns Browns Ravens. Who cares? That was garbage. That game was so bad it's not even worth new worst game ever. But I mean, I don't remember the last time we had a weekend where so many teams choked, blew leads, made dumb mistakes. It's like this whole season, there's been a lot of underwhelming football. Now it's like we're just saving it for the end of the season. I'm hoping it follows into the playoffs.
Dude, I hope so because, it was even last night too, because I was like, of course, the one game I streamed yesterday, it's like, it's boring. There's nothing happening. But then the end gets really, really exciting. So, yeah, I think we're about to see some craziness because there's so many different playoff scenarios right now. You had the Cowboys who clinched because the Giants won last night. So now we have a whole bunch of teams. We have the Eagles, Vikings, 49ers, and Cowboys all in the playoffs. There's 3 spots left in the NFC. So that's going to come down to the wire. You only got 2, the Bills and Chiefs, who have clinched a spot in the AFC. So, buddy, it's going to be coming down to the wire. So I'm excited. But that's the thing. Like, we didn't get a chance to talk about the Colts game because it seems like it was so long ago and so much has happened since then. But it is the biggest NFL comeback in history. And of course, it has to be the purple incarnation of Satan. It has to be the Vikings. I'm getting ready for my fundraiser stream to stream for 9.5 hours. I'm ready to go. I'm watching the Vikings get blown out 33-0. Congratulations, Papusa.
Wow.
I'm watching it and I'm feeling good. I'm like, wow, today's going to be a good day. And then the second half happened.
Yeah, I mean, think about this, Tom. The more money you raise for charity, the more you give back to the world, the stronger the Minnesota Vikings get. Your charitable efforts literally power your enemy. That is a conundrum if I've ever heard one.
Oh, man, I really got to start getting into fraud then. Oh, crap.
You got to take the Tom Brady approach. Let's scam some of my most loyal fans out of money.
Okay.
And
Can I do a mixture of
absolutely
both?
No heat for it because my name's Russell Wilson. Sorry, what?
Okay, what if I combine and go like the Brett Brady, right? So a little Brett Favre action and a little Tom Brady. So like instead of a volleyball court, I just have a whole huge like playroom for the cats and dogs. Honestly, people would actually support that though. Crap.
They'd be like, "Ooh, let me go see the doggy playroom.
Damn it, it's fine.
Are you serving coffee there? This will be a fun experience." Oh, I like to go to a cafe and pet a kitty that I don't know.
I've gone to a cat cafe before. I have
Of
gone.
course you have.
I have gone to a cat cafe.
Of course you have.
It was pretty good. It was pretty solid. Very overpriced.
But shout out to Tom, to the Grossi Posse. $61,000 raised. $62,000 raised in one single stream. You guys are madness. You're insane. You're giving. Love it.
No, you don't get to say nice things after this.
Oh, yeah. Vikings are historically they're an underdog. So
I have little birds everywhere. They're everywhere. The posse's everywhere. Okay.
Did you hear? Perna said something good about the Vikings?
Yeah, like nope. It like reaches to be like more so like.
Speaking, have you been watching through 1899?
I finished it.
Oh, okay. Don't spoil it.
I was very underwhelmed
with the ending. Oh,
because it got very. I like Dark. I told you the creators they made Dark, and I loved it. It's one of my favorite sci-fi shows ever. But this got very repetitive at the end, and then like the big twist at the end, I was like it's gonna be another season. I'm like,
oh,
it's definitely not a bingeable show. It's definitely because I did it, and it was not the right call.
Okay, well, can't wait to finish that one off.
Oh, wait, I'm getting a call from Ohio. That's likely a scam. You want to pick it up?
Do it. It's been a while.
Hello?
Hi, is this Vernetta?
Is this Vernetta?
Is there a Vernetta Harrison I could speak with?
I'm sorry. My name is not Vernetta. My name is Vincent.
Well, this does not look like a Vincent. And you don't know anyone by the name of Vernetta Harrison.
Vernetta. No, I mean that's a very pretty name, but I don't know. Yeah, that's not me. No, my name's just Vincent.
Okay, sorry about that. It might be a wrong number. So you have a great day.
Okay, you have a great day. Oh, they were nice. That's not fair.
They're too nice.
Whoa! Whoa! Just damn it! Boop boop for the playroom. See? This is why I can't. Listen, I promise you, at some point in my life, unless I die earlier than anticipated, so like before 40, if it there's gonna be a Tom Grossi Animal Sanctuary. There's gonna be.
Ooh.
But with the hundo, right now we just have this.
Johnny John John.
Oh, we gotta add an alt $100 clip.
Oh,
it's maybe you've seen it, but it's I put it in the episode, one of the episodes last week. It's Chris Collinsworth. Have you seen the Collinsworth clip when he's like young? He's a Bengal at the time, and they're interviewing him about like dating and nightlife. Have you seen it?
I have not.
Oh, see, I'd never seen it. Will was like, "Oh yeah, I've seen this clip dozens of times." But it's like a TV interview, and they're asking him, they like show him like dancing in this club, and he's like, they're like, "What do you think women like about you?" And he's like, "I'm not gonna lie, it's the money." He's like, "I'll walk around with $100 bill hanging out of my pocket, blah 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 blah," and then he's like. He's a little self-deprecating, like saying, it's nice to finally get attention because I never got any. And then it just gets darker and weirder. He's like, the girls that like me the most are the young ones. Girls 14 to 18 really like me. He's like, once they get 18, they get too smart and know, like, I'm probably not worth their time. Like, it is just the most bizarre thing. But I think we could clip the part where he says, I walk around with $100 bills hanging out of my pocket.
Where is this clip, Brandon? And you're gonna put this thing in front of me and then be like, get.
You not get today. Maybe
their entire offense needs to be cut. The whole offensive coordinating team needs to get cut. The Colts just get rid of the whole thing. Just start over from scratch.
Yeah.
Wow. That's okay. That's incredibly disturbing. Okay.
Yeah, it's so weird.
And that's Chris Collinsworth.
It's young Chris Collinsworth. You're just like, stop talking, stop talking, stop talking.
Oh, Lordy. Okay. All right. So anyway,
I titled the clip "Collinsworth Creep."
yeah, that will do it. Thank you, Yankee. Appreciate it. Yeah, Cowboys, we're going to talk about that too. I do want to talk about the Colts because it's funny. They were up 33-0 and they were like kicking field goals and what have you. And I was like, okay. And listen, this is a team that allowed 33 points in one quarter against the Cowboys. So like, I was like, this is really great, but I'm like, I don't know if it's safe. Like, I don't know, but I'm like, they really can't blow this, right? And they just did not show up for the entire second half. And like like Jeff Saturday needed to be fired directly after that game. Like they needed to lock him out of the locker room because it was funny last night. Someone goes, the NFL is rigged because the Colts lost. And I was like, please explain. Like, because the Minnesota Vikings, they're really driving in all the rating numbers, right? So he's just like, oh, because no actual professional coach would allow that to happen. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I agree. Maybe a guy with just high school football experience shouldn't be a head coach in the NFL. Just an idea. Just an idea.
Yeah. Somebody during the stream said, should Jeff Saturday be the first interim head coach fired midseason?
I want interim head. It's assistant to the assistant regional manager.
Yes.
That's what I want.
Who should they bring in to replace him? I think either
Traffic Cone,
Kyle Brandt, or Mina Kimes. It can only be another TV personality. But this time, the TV people can't have had actual NFL playing.
Can you and I please run the Colts for the last 3 games, please?
Oh, my God. First thing we do.
I'll trade Jonathan Taylor to you.
Ooh, to the Broncos?
To the Broncos, yeah. You want him?
Oh, yeah. I want Jonathan Taylor and Quentin Nelson. Actually, I might take Quentin Nelson over Jonathan Taylor.
Okay. All right. Then I don't know who I want then.
You can have Jonathan Taylor.
I don't need Jonathan Taylor.
You want Michael Pittman? He would be.
You know what? Oh, yeah. You know what? I'll take Michael Pittman. Yeah, I'll take Michael Pittman.
And then I will take Mo Alley Cox just for
the name. That just makes sense. Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I could give you Matt Ryan if you want instead of Russell Wilson.
No, thanks.
You sure?
Yeah. Matt Ryan's got a little bit of a turnover problem. So he's like Jameis Winston, but without any of the excitement.
At least things are being scored. Like at least touchdowns are being scored. It's just he's just throwing interceptions. So it happens.
Coach.
But honestly, like this was embarrassing. Like this is like one of those defeats that the Colts have had multiple times too. And like again, you have the Cowboys game, which they scored 33 points in one quarter, and that game was actually close. And then you have this, and it's just like at some point. You're like, Matt Ryan, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry because like I feel a little bit, and listen, I know he's made millions of dollars and what have you, but like, this is bad. This is just like, he needs to, if this doesn't make you retire, I don't know what does.
Yeah. But honestly, I mean, Tom Brady played worse this week.
I mean, he played well for a good first half, and then the second half was just not good.
Yeah, you could say the same thing about Matt Ryan.
The whole Colts. Kurt Benkert should be. Oh, you know what? We'll sign Kurt to the Colts, put him on the 53-man roster. I think we can do it. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor, I saw that. He's out for the year too. Yep, I saw that. So
yeah, he's just never was healthy this year.
No.
Shaquille Leonard, not healthy. He's on IR. Nothing went right for the Colts. Taylor, high ankle sprain. So Colts are backing it up. That game, you said you were like 33-0, not 100% sold on the Colts.
Yeah.
I thought there was no chance in hell the Vikings were coming back in that game.
Because it was the same score, the same amount of points that the Cowboys scored in one quarter.
But it was the Vikings to me. I was like, it's just not their day, man. And I was like, I could see their offense scoring, a bunch of points because that's the strength of their team. But I had no way believed that their defense was not going to allow, 2 field goals in the second half would have won it. They gave up 1 field goal,
Yep.
And then that was it. That was done. Even the craziest part of that game, what makes it even worse for the Colts is they were gifted opportunities by the officials.
Oh my God, yeah.
Was lopsided in their favor from an officiating
100%.
standpoint.
100%.
Which makes that the dumbest comeback in NFL history. 2 touchdowns the Vikings scored, taken away because they rule forward progress on Pittman, and they blew the play dead on the fumble that was scooped and scored, both by Chandon Sullivan. That's 12 points swung back in your favor. You can't capitalize off of that, at any point ever in the second half.
Dude, it was horrendous. The game plan, that, it truly is. We're talking about how that's the biggest comeback. That collapse is legendary. And it just shows yes, Jeff Saturday, not that he was ever going to be, but that was one of the best plays I've seen this year on defense. Did you see that, Perna? The Titans interception? So basically, Justin Herbert throws it, and it's in the back of it's on the side of the end zone. And
the volleyball set?
Yeah, he literally jumps out and chucks it right back to the defender. Oh, yeah, Fat Man. I've been saying that for weeks now. Absolutely. Yeah, they're finding ways to win, which is gritty, but yeah.
That game was such a flip.
True.
Because I knew I had to make a video about it, and it was going to be exposed, the Vikings. And I was like, this is a team that has found ways to win, and then they get blown out. Ha ha ha. They're done. And then they found a way to win. They found a miraculous way to win. Question is, we've seen the Vikings have miracles happen for them. One Stephon Diggs in the postseason. Did the Vikings waste their miracle too early? Because I don't think they're getting another one, and I think they're going to need one to go.
Here's what I want, Brandon. I was talking about this last night. The Lions, they have a gritty win over the Jets, right? Oh, don't worry. We're going to talk all about the Patriots. Don't you worry. They have a gritty win, 4th and inches, and they get a touchdown, right? The Lions, they wind up winning, and there you go. But if the Vikings continue to win and hold on to the number 2 seed, then maybe the Packers or the Lions sneak in at 7. If one of them eliminates them, I will be so happy. Wild card round at home. And you know what? If it can't be us, I will wholeheartedly root for the Lions. And I mean hard. Oh, absolutely. You will hear the roaring from here to embarrass them. Because when's the last time that the Lions won a playoff game? I don't know if I was alive. I mean, for it to be against the Vikings would be incredible. Incredible. So.
Yeah, the 2 things I'm rooting for right now are the Lions to get in.
Yes.
And the Jaguars to get in.
Which the Jaguars, very possible, because talking about choke jobs, let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys up 17 points. How about them Cowboys?
America's team is the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Dude, I mean, jeez. Trevor Lawrence, God. Zay Jones, 3 touchdowns. Travis Etienne had over 100 yards on the ground. I'm sorry. Where is your defense, Dallas? Where are they?
Yeah.
Where? And to the point with the Chiefs here, I was giving Dallas a break because the Texans, they took the Chiefs into overtime. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I was too harsh on the Cowboys because the Texans, they had a good first half against the Eagles, right? And they're arguably the best team in football. They went toe-to-toe with the Cowboys. So I was like, you know what? Maybe they're better than their record, right? They're a gritty team. They have a good run game. And then they blow a 17-point lead. And their defense does not look good. And then the decision in overtime. Why are you even making that throw? What is the play call? It was so bad. And it's a pick 6. It was a great play by the Jaguars. Don't get me wrong. It was a really, really good play. But, oh, man.
Well, I don't even mind the throw. It was just it bounced off Noah Brown's hands.
It did. But, my point, though, is, I don't even know why you're going that deep in that situation. It was Chiefs, I have issues with the Chiefs. There's definitely some issues there. There's some turnover issues that
They're
concern
not
me.
frauds, but they ain't the Chiefs.
Oh,
of
I
old.
was 1 year old because in September I would have been 2. So there you go. I was still pooping my pants.
I was
I'll poop my pants again.
7, going on 8, having my first adult cigarette.
Wow, that late, huh?
Yeah. I was a late bloomer for smoking cigs, ripping cigs, burning cigs.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jaguars, they're looking good.
They're evolving.
And the best part is, sorry, Titans fans, their division, very winnable because the Titans, oh boy, I was listening to it yesterday because I think I was watching Red Zone while that was happening. They said that the Titans, I don't know if they increased it now. I think they had like 38 or something like that, 3 and outs. They lead the league in 3 and outs.
Wow.
And it's bad.
Yeah.
It's real bad.
The Titans are a really good example of a team that how hard it is to win consistently in the NFL if you don't have a good offense. They should have had the defense, and I think the Harold Landry injury to start the season set them back. Derrick Henry's been good to very good at times, but not the sheer dominant force that he was 2 years ago. And no A.J. Brown, you got some issues in the passing game. It's hard to win. Trust me, Tennessee. I watched it all year from another team with no offense who has had a better defense all year. It's like if you cannot find ways to score points or stay on the field as an offense, you are just screwed. And it's like you're looking at the turnaround for the Detroit Lions.
Yep.
Hot offense. The Jack and Jill went up the hill. They pitched a fail of fucking touchdowns and they threw it in Dallas's face. Jags, they've got a really good offense. Like that will cure so many problems. It allows you, if you're down, to mount a comeback. It helps in so many situations. And we're seeing the Jets struggle without one. The Lions, ugly, kind of just a tough game. Every game against that Jets defense is tough, but the Lions figured out a way to pull it off. So yeah.
And the last game of the year, Jacksonville Jaguars, Tennessee Titans.
Boom. Jags get into the postseason with a win there.
Week 18. They just
got to beat the Packers in the final week to get into the playoffs.
Shut your mouth. You shut your mouth. And so the Jaguars, looking ahead, they have the Jets, which is going to be a tough game for them because of the defense, right? So they have the Jets. And they shouldn't have Mike White, though, because I think Mike White is going to miss more time because he has like fractured ribs.
Multiple so there's that. Fractured ribs on both sides of his body.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
There's that. Then it's the Texans, and then it's the Titans.
Yeah.
So it definitely is winnable for them. And then you look at the Titans schedule and their remaining games. They got the Texans, who I think might upset them. I'm not going to lie. I think they might. But then they got the Cowboys on the last Thursday night football game. And then they got the Jaguars. So it's very, 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 very possible. So, Zay Jones. Yeah, let's look at the playoffs right now. So this is the current playoff picture. So you got 4 teams in the NFC who have clinched because the Giants won last night. The Cowboys clinched a spot. The Eagles are 1 win away. They're playing the Cowboys on Saturday, 1 win away from clinching their division. The Vikings, unfortunately, clinched the division. The 49ers clinched the division. So we're kind of waiting for the East and then whoever crawls out of the South because the Buccaneers lose and the Panthers are like, nah, I don't feel like it. Falcons, no. The Saints could still win the division.
Look at this. Yeah. There you've got, look at 5-9, 5-9, 5-9. These bottom feeders cannot help each other out at all. They're just trying to give that division to Tampa Bay.
Correct.
But what's really crazy about this playoff race is the Eagles, with hands down the best record in the NFL, is the only team to not clinch their division. In the
Cowboys.
NFC. The Bills 11-3, 10-4, division clinched. But that NFC East, super competitive. You just don't see that very often.
I think it's gonna be done this Saturday, though. I think Eagles just need to win one more, and then that's it. Now, again, it's gonna be really interesting for the Eagles and Cowboys because you have the Commanders and Giants still vying for spots, and like, are the Cowboys and Eagles gonna be playing for anything in those last weeks? So those are gonna be like contending. So like right now, if the playoffs started today, the Eagles would have a bye. You'd have the Vikings versus the Commanders, which, you'd have the 49ers taking on the Giants, and you'd have the Buccaneers taking on the Cowboys. I hate all of those games. But over in the AFC, the Bills would have a bye. It would be Chiefs-Dolphins wild card, which would be an amazing game.
That would be wild.
Amazing. Then you'd have Bengals-Chargers, which could be a lot of fun. And then you'd have Titans-Ravens, who I don't know if they'd even put together a total of 6 points.
Oof.
So Ravens are holding on, but I got no faith. I got no faith in them right now. So
one of the a really crazy storyline would be if the Miami Dolphins, let's say in the first round, they play the Bengals. So you got Tua versus Burrow. Tua comes out victorious. And then somehow they end up Dolphins, Chargers. Tua versus Herbert. Tua beats Herbert. If Tua can do those two things, get to the Super Bowl, beat both of the quarterbacks drafted in that same draft class as him, it's not going to happen. But man, for the narrative,
the Dolphins, though, I'm feeling the most confident about the Dolphins than I have in about a month because they're on a 3-game losing streak, but they looked like they were back against the Bills. And Raheem Mostert ran all over. Jalen Waddle had a nice game. And it's against the Bills. Like, it was a really, really good primetime game. We don't see many of those this year.
Yeah.
So I feel a little bit more optimistic about the Dolphins. I know they have the Jets, the Pats. I forget who they're playing. Who are playing this week? I forget who they're playing. I don't remember. The Packers. They're playing the Packers on Christmas.
Oh, the Dolphins?
I keep forgetting. Yeah. Wow. They're playing them on Christmas. So, yeah.
What's really interesting to me is the Denver Broncos beat the Arizona Cardinals.
They did.
And yet it did not improve the draft position for the Cardinals.
No.
Who are still behind the Broncos due to the Broncos' strength of schedule standings.
Yep. So, yeah. Playoffs going to be real interesting. But we're talking about chokes. We just talked about the Cowboys. You know, the Chiefs almost choked it away with 2 really bad turnovers. And they're just, I don't know, like Patrick Mahomes has made mistakes this year, like with some bad picks. It just looks like they're lucky they have Pacheco, but I think that they are a very vulnerable team right now. And you know what? They made it to the playoffs because they won their division. So you never know, right? It really doesn't matter at the end of the day because the Chiefs in the playoffs could be insane. But I'm just saying, like,
ooh,
I don't know.
Yes, Josh. Bama versus Bama QB.
Yep.
Wow. Tua Hurts Super Bowl. That is a storyline. I think it's going to be the Bills, though.
Tua versus Brock Purdy in the Super Bowl. Let's go.
Purdy.
But let's talk about another choke, Brandon Perna. Which one do you want to talk about first? Do you want to talk about Tom Brady or Tom Brady's former team?
Ooh, let's do Patriots because it's
Let's
sexy.
do Patriots.
It's insane. It's
if it wasn't for the Colts, we would be laughing even harder. But good God, Paige, Jacoby Myers is gonna get close the door and take a seat. Like that's what's gonna happen today. Because I'm surprised Bill Belichick did not kill him.
Yeah.
Going into overtime, like it is like the clock expired and Jacoby Myers thinks he sees an open Mac Jones and just goes, "Hey, Mac," and chucks the ball across the field. And Chandler Jones is like, okay, and just gets it. Stiff arms Mac Jones into oblivion and just waddles into the end zone. Even the crowd was like, what? Like, they were stunned. And it was the Raiders home game.
Chandler Jones lived out probably every defensive end / edge rusher's fantasy, which is catching a touchdown pass while stiff arming the QB into oblivion. Like, that's the only way they can really get away with ever touching a quarterback's head is to stiff arm them. And the fact that happened to a Belichick coached team, the most disciplined team in the NFL, the fundamental team for the last 20 damn years, make one of the worst blunders we have ever seen. It was a chef's kiss. And I could imagine like Belichick being like, I want to go coach sports in a country where I am allowed to kill my players when they don't live up to expectations.
It's gonna be Hunger Games. It's gonna be the Hunger Games. Like, that's what he wants. He's just like, this is my life.
If edge rushers dream about that scenario, Bill Belichick closes his eyes at night and he dreams about scenarios where he's allowed to commit war crimes. Like, that's how dark he is as a coach.
He's just like he's like kicking like a dog while he's sleeping. Yes. So as we just see with the super chats, there's lots of controversy over this. Keelan Cole getting a touchdown, real close, and I mean real close. This is the picture that's trending today, and from this picture, I mean, because they asked the refs, they said they basically looked at it from every single angle. It looks like there's like an inch of space there. Like, there's a video online. I don't know if you saw it. Like
that's just the black of his shoe. Like, if you go and really look in there, that's the white is not the end of his shoe.
No, it's literally like, it looks like it's right up against the line. Like, right up against
He's out. His foot was out of bounds.
Someone posted this video and it's literally just like a drag. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't know about that. But they said, so this is the pool report. They said, how did you determine that it was a touchdown? He says the ruling on the field was a touchdown. It says, we looked at every available angle and it was not clear and obvious that the foot was on the white. It was very tight, very close. There was no shot that we could see. We even enhanced and blew up the views we had. There was nothing that was clear and obvious that his foot was touching the white. And it says, did you have a down the sideline angle to aid? And they said, we did not. So I think really what kind of saved them was the fact that, one, they didn't have that angle, but more importantly, they called it a touchdown on the field. And they're just like, it's not enough to overturn it.
I don't know why, because they have the pylon cams, right, on the goal line.
Yeah.
Why isn't every pylon have 2 camera angles going on? Because that's the whole boundary. Like, that's an easy thing to have. And I think if you had that angle, you would get a clear cut view of what happened.
Now, Brandon, I want you to take a moment. You just asked that question.
It would cost an extra $100 a year per pylon to do that. We can't afford it. We're a multi-billion-dollar league that makes more money than all those other stupid leagues in America every year. But we got to have some money for Jared Jones to have his blood kid. Yeah, that's right. Jared Jones drains the blood out of children's to keep him alive every day. 3 kids a day for Jared Jones to have one day. That's what the NFL spends its money on. Sorry, I went off.
No, I just wanted you to answer your own question, and you did. You got to the point. And
I got there. I got to the bottom of it.
That was it. I wanted you to just figure it out yourself. So,
well, actually, this is a more hilarious solution. No more cameras.
No, you know what? There's one camera. It's the all 22 camera. There's no commentators, and there's no sound. It's just all 22. That's it. You want to see how we can ruin football? We can do it. We can do it.
Where's my blood boy? I need to live for another hour. I'm Jared Jones.
You sound like you're from Borderlands, and I love it so much. Yeah. But yeah, so that's the controversy. And then, of course, you do have the play, which and it's, you know what's weird? It's the Patriots. That's what I think is the weirdest thing. Like, supposed to be one of the most disciplined teams. Like, they're supposed to do, and it's them. And they just have not looked like the Patriots this year because Bill Belichick is the coach, right? He's like, we're just going to let our opponents make mistakes, like let them beat themselves, and then we're going to take advantage of it. But now they're making those mistakes. They don't look like a disciplined team. Their offensive coordination staff is hot garbage. Yeah. Like, It's not good. It's
Now,
not good.
Patricia's like, I designed rockets. Now I can't do an offense. Literally, what was he? He was a rocket scientist. What's his degree in? Like aerospace, some shit. He's like, that was easier than trying to draw up plays that are effective for an average quarterback. I will say this, though, about the Keelan Cole touchdown. Patriots fans really cannot complain. Think about it, New England.
Aerospace
You ever heard of the tuck
engineering.
rule? Against the Raiders, you're going to bitch about a bad call. I think you're even. If you're a Patriots fan, you're like, okay, we just paid the price for the tuck
Wait a
rule.
minute.
We did it in the regular season, in a season that doesn't matter.
Wait a minute.
Aerospace engineering.
Wait a minute. Aerospace engineer. Did Matt Patricia, in his studies, find something out about space that terrified him, and that's why he refuses to push the ball downfield and air it out? Because he's like, there's something up there. That's why we do check downs. All we do is check downs all day. That's it. Because there's something in the sky. Might be.
When Dan Snyder finally gets ousted and Jeff Bezos buys the football team, he's going to hire Matt Patricia to be his head coach.
There's something up there.
He will be both the head coach of the Commander football team and the lead designer on all future penis-shaped Bezos rockets.
He saw Nope. And said, this is real life. No, he thought it was a documentary.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
it'll happen.
Okay. All right. That's I figured out why the Patriots suck. Okay. Speaking of sucking, this is Brandon Perna's favorite segment that we got here, and it's Tom Brady lost, you suck. So Brandon Perna, take it away.
Oh, this old, aging, just combobulation of body parts trying to function as an NFL quarterback. It makes me so happy. Not only did the Bucs blow, a lead, it was all Tom Brady's fault. This guy yelling at all his teammates every week like he's not part of the problem. Throws 2 interceptions in this game. Fumbles in this game to allow Cincinnati to get back in it. It is the chickens coming home to finally roost. Finally, we are watching the real downfall of Thomas Edward Brady. I don't know if that's his middle name, but it sounds like it would be. He sucks now. He's washed. He's too old. Can't do it anymore. He's dead. He's dead.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the Buccaneers kind of looked like their old stuff. The defense was like dominant in that first half, and because I think they got people back from injury too, right? So like they were looking a bit better, and I was like, oh man, like maybe this is their push, right? They do it every year, like maybe this is it. And then the second, I do want it. I want it so bad. Maybe.
Now we do not follow the QBR rating, right? It's the ESPN quarterback metric. It's all BS. But this year, Tom Brady's QBR 50.3.
Got him.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not. And again, they have so many injuries this year. There's so many things wrong. Offensive coordinators are bad. But yeah, no, they had it, and then they just choked it up, and it was just all mistake after mistake after mistake. 4 turnovers, and it was abysmal. So
2 picks, 2 fumbles by Tom. Is that what happened?
The Buccaneers,
Little Tommy,
still.
Oh. Yell at yourself, Tom. Yell at yourself, you coward.
I want him to just like have a sideline mirror. And you're like,
Yes,
what is Tom
that's what I
Brady?
said.
That's in the medical blue tent. You just see it like because you saw the Ryan Tannehill like looking out of the medical blue tent, like that image yesterday. He's just screaming at himself or whatever. He's like, "You gotta play better, Tom. You gotta play better."
If
When
he
the
did
blue
that,
tent is a rockin'.
if he did that, I would respect. I would respect him.
I mean, he just needs to go to a team that has a dominant defense again. You know, they have weapons that are not really being utilized. You know, maybe a running back that's coming back from injury. You know, like a kind of younger head coach that he can kind of steer the ship. Maybe where there's like some significant home field advantage. You know, like maybe where like the altitude's a little bit higher. You know, I think I think that there could be a place for him next year.
He ain't coming to Denver, buddy. I will personally run him out of town with a pitchfork.
I want to see you you're just like, listen, I made some money over the years on YouTube. I will go front row behind the Broncos bench for every home game. Be like, boo!
Yeah, I'll just be I'll be the guy from Happy Gilmore. Yeah. You suck, you jackass. Just all game long. Well, while wearing my Broncos like get up.
You're wearing a Ripon or a Russell Wilson jersey.
Yeah. I hate you. I will wait at the airport with my pitchfork. Get out of here, Tom. We don't want you. Get out of here. Yeah. You're not welcome around these parts, Tom.
What if the Buccaneers just take Russell Wilson's entire contract?
That would be interesting.
And no, it makes no sense. But they do that. You get Tom Brady.
No.
Even though he's gonna be a free agent. I'm just saying, he wants to go to Denver. He wants to do what Peyton Manning did just to show that he's better than Peyton Manning.
He ain't. He's not half the quarterback Peyton Manning was. Not even half.
Honestly, I would buy that shirt. Perna with a pitchfork doing this. Get on out of here, Tom Brady.
Get out of here, Tom.
I'd watch that. Or I'd buy that. I'd purchase that.
You think Brady's going to retire finally? Do you think he knows he sucks yet? You're always the last person to know that you suck at a sport.
Oh, you say the good thing he said sport. I'm like, I think I suck every day, but okay.
No, I'm not talking about us.
It's like we talked about that on Saturday. Yeah, I don't know if he leaves. I mean, because then I know people, because he has a lot of like off the field endeavors, not in crypto anymore, but he has like all these off the field endeavors that he could invest himself in. But I honestly, if there is a situation where he can go, where like, again, they have a dominant defense and they have all these pieces, they're just missing a QB. The Jets are kind of one of them. I mean, they are, but I don't think.
Back to the Patriots.
The Patriots.
Jets, Patriots, Raiders. Those would be his top 3 destinations.
I don't think they don't get the Raiders. No, because again, the defense is not there. So like it has
not
to
at the Raiders, but the Devontae Adams is there. He could play with the best receiver in football. Close to it.
I don't know, man.
Mike Evans, a little too old for Tom. He likes his receivers young.
Don't. But yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting. Dude, this offseason is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be wild. So because he wouldn't go to the Colts because like their defense isn't as good and their offensive line is definitely not as good anymore. And while they have they could have a strong run game, it's just like they're missing some significant pieces. So I don't know. I don't
know, man.
Or what if he goes to the Raiders, they play the Patriots in the playoffs, and the Tuck rule happens again?
Oh, interesting.
There we go.
Don't like that scenario.
Don't like that one.
That's a lose-lose for me.
Oh, God, yeah. Can you imagine? But Tom Brady in your division would be like the perfect storybook ending.
It'd be hilarious. We would pound the ever-living pee out of him.
Oh, 49. Oh, my God. Can you imagine? No.
Tom Brady does not scare me.
Can you imagine Brady wanting to go to the 49ers again?
Hey, Kyle, can I come play with you, please?
Please. I don't have to do much, right? Please.
Please, Kyle.
Oh, my God.
Let me take Jimmy G's job again.
Again. Again. Yeah, then you had last night. You want to talk about, because you put it in the rundown.
So, Chris, why do you think those girls really like you?
I think probably because of the money, and I'm not going to deny it. I walk around with $100 bills hanging out of my pockets usually.
I'm not going to lie. I think it's the money. You're welcome, Tom.
Oh my God. I you know what? Like, I'm going to have to seek out the other version myself, just not to, because that's weird. It's just weird. Just, can you imagine walking around with $100 bill hanging out of your pocket?
Butt cramp, but
It happens.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's the least disturbing thing.
That's the best part of the clip. But anyway, you want to talk about the officiating, because it was pretty rough this weekend, and it does not look good for the playoffs. It doesn't look good at all for the playoffs.
Man, like, even the Broncos game, which they won, by the way, there was a Trace McSorley was flagged for intentional grounding, controversial. The Broncos were allowed to, the official came up to like stop a play or make sure everything was set, and then they let the Broncos run the play. It was like a weird thing that they should have stopped the play, not let it happen. And then Arizona on their 2-point conversion, DeAndre Hopkins was absolutely pass interfered with, but they didn't call it, which was fine. The Cardinals weren't going to win. It was a bad game between two bad teams. Nobody gave a shit. But I was like, man, the officiating's not good in this game. It's helping the Broncos. So I'm not going to complain too much about it. So that was just one.
Oh yeah, that PI on the 2-point conversion was bad. That was pretty bad.
Kareem Jackson was just all up.
He literally didn't even turn around.
Yeah, it makes the Washington PI look acceptable.
Correct.
So just to recap, we had 2 touchdowns, fumbles, basically called back in the Vikings game because of poor officiating. Plus, in that game also, the Vikings had a big punt return that was negated by a face mask that just never happened. There just wasn't one. So, okay. Giants Commanders game. There's the defensive pass interference is not called
and he's
on the
all
final
over
play, which Jets fans are like, hey, that's how Sauce Gardner defends. But
that's just how he plays.
I don't want to see games decided by pass interference calls.
No.
If one's going to justify it, it's probably that play. But even more egregious from that game was the Terry McLaurin illegal formation.
So apparently, I'm not defending it. Apparently, he checked because he moved. He checked with the ref, like the sideline judge said the okay, but then he moved again and didn't check. That's what's on the Twitter this morning. I'm just telling you. I'm not saying I agree with that. I'm just telling you he moved again and didn't check again. That's why. So
those rules, the illegal formations. I think the NFL just needs to get rid of it.
Honestly, could do well there. Honestly, Brady at the Saints could do well. Their defense is pretty solid. Their offensive line, I'd be a little afraid, but like they have Kamara unless he's going to get suspended, and like they have a bunch of weapons.
Yeah, go to the Saints, Tom. Have fun.
I don't want to go to the Saints.
What was I going to say? It just that, like, who cares how the offense lines up during a play? I don't care at all. And it was a run. Like, Terry McLaurin had nothing to do with the play. And it was a touchdown, and it was called back because we're talking about a guy lining up this much difference, right? So that's just, it's a weird thing to get the okay from the official and then slightly move a little bit. And then it's, I don't know, man. It just seems like a dumb thing to end a game. And honestly, I didn't care who won that game at all. I have no vested interest in the Commanders or Giants, right?
No. Well, I mean, I did.
I don't want to see football officiated that way.
But But it's this, right? And we've been saying this for how long now? It's the consistency. And like this was the talk with Ben Kurt, right? The fact that players know, they know. They're like, oh, we got this officiating crew, so like they call a lot of holding or they don't call a lot. So we need to basically game plan for the officiating crew that we're getting. Like that's bad. Like that is a really bad indicator of where we are now.
Sure, but and who cares if he's lined up a yard off the ball or a half yard? Also, like, you know why the receivers check with the official? Because when you're looking down at the line, like if you're tilted a little bit, you might think you're on the line of scrimmage and you're not. Like it sounds dumb. It sounds like it should be an easy thing, but it's like an easy mistake to make. Like I'm a quarter yard back too much, a quarter yard up too close. Like
Bernie got a 50.
That's why they check. Whoa.
Got a 50.
Woo, beast of metal.
Oh yeah, Cliff Kingsbury. Yeah, no.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, no. It's.
Let's see here.
Cliff Kingsbury needs to go. There's going to be some big shakeups, though. It seems, though, with the front office of the Cardinals.
Oh, they've got a mess right now.
They do.
Greatest villain in sports history. Shoot. I mean, just finish out the season. Like the Cardinals have an interim GM now because Steve Keim steps away. It's like that person. They can't just fire the coach. Like, are you empowered in that role, stepping in for Steve Keim? I don't know. It's a weird situation. Like Kyler's hurt on top of all of that. I don't know.
Dude,
Adrian Wilson. That's right. I was drawing a Adrian Wilson.
The Cardinals are a mess right now, and they have so much to sort through. And again, like you're not going to have Kyler Murray probably all of next year. So I don't know. It's not.
Tom Brady to the Cardinals.
Oh God. With what? With what? It's like with who?
Who cares? I want to see him.
It is the retirement home. It really is. It is the retirement home. So I don't know, man. Like the Cardinals are such a mess. And the problem is like the division's a mess too. Like the 49ers are the clear favorites right now with Brock Purdy. The Seahawks, like they definitely overachieved, but they have I think they have a brighter future ahead, get some pieces in the draft, what have you. But then the Rams, they're in hell. And then you have your Cardinals who are right along there with them.
Welcome to hell, baby.
Everybody in hell. But yeah, Saints wound up winning yesterday. Just to like recap some of these games, the Saints wound up winning against the Falcons. Desmond Ridder getting his first start, and he looked like a rookie getting his first start. He's 13 for 26 for 97 yards.
Yeah.
He was under a lot of pressure all day too.
Yeah, it's like they didn't take advantage of. I mean, they should have used him in the run game a little bit more.
Dave Bakhtiari. I mean, again, you never know. Yeah, they ran him out a little bit. He carried for like 38 yards. Yeah, he got sacked 4 times. Wasn't ideal. Speaking of the Eagles, because we kind of like glossed over this, the Bears played them really tough. Like that first half was not good. Jalen Hurts did not throw a single touchdown. He then was like, oh wait, I could just run, and scored 3 touchdowns with his feet. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, they the Bears, they played them tough. Like the D-line got after that offensive line, which is supposed to be like really, really good. I don't know if they just weren't anticipating it, but kind of got a little surprised there. Kind of a little surprised.
Yeah, they held on, and eventually, like AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, they both had like. I think AJ Brown had like 180 receiving yards by the end of the game. Devontae had like 100 and something. But yeah, the Bears played him well. I think it's one of those games where the Eagles are going into it. They know Chicago doesn't have anything to play for. So maybe they overlook it a little bit. But sometimes those teams with nothing to play for are a little dangerous too.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, Urban, though, like seriously, like, yeah, what he did. Never
coach
ever. Yeah, Justin Fields like setting all those rushing records.
Yeah, he hit 1,000.
Yeah, and then you had Pittsburgh and Carolina. Carolina had an opportunity to take over the division, but they didn't.
Yeah,
But
probably the game I gave the least shits about. Steelers Panthers.
I mean,
I know it happened, but I know nothing from that game.
you didn't miss much. You didn't miss much, buddy. Trubisky had a rushing touchdown, so that was good. Had a little QB sneak. A little dive. Tom Brady, I don't know. Again, they don't have the team, I don't think, around
Derek
them.
Carr's better than Tom Brady right now, but I would love to see Brady go to the Raiders at this point.
Just so you
Do
could
it.
hate the Raiders even more. Just get another excuse to hate them.
Just so he can suck with another team. He's done. He's dead. He's done.
He's on the cart. I mean, again, they're probably that or worse than Petrino. I mean, Urban's bad. Urban's bad. Like, he's kicking players, and like, they had talent on the team. Obviously, they got more in this offseason, but like,
Urban's a weird dude. He's just a weird
bad.
Dude.
It was just so bad. Then you got tonight. You got the Rams and the Packers. Monday Night Football. Rams, if they lose, they're eliminated. Packers, if they lose, they're not eliminated, but it's going to be real close. It's going to be real close.
It's crazy that the Rams are still in the hunt.
Welcome to the NFC, baby. Welcome to the NFC.
What's their record? How have they not
I think
been
they're
eliminated?
5-9. I think. Let's see. Let's go back to that playoff picture. I think they're like
4-9.
4-9. Excuse me, 4-9. So, yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
4-9. They are number 14 right now, so that's why they are on the brink of elimination. But listen, they win tonight. One, I'm gonna cry. But two, they are then tied with the Falcons, Saints, and Panthers and Packers, who will all then be 5-9.
Wow.
So the NFC is it's a sad place right now. It's a sad place, but there's a good chance that one of those teams is going to make the playoffs, which is insane.
Bring in the worst of the worst.
But yeah, I mean, Aaron Donald's not playing. We'll see how Baker does in Lambeau. Packers need this. Packers need it. They do.
We didn't even talk about Bills Dolphins, but that game was, in my opinion, the best football game of the week.
It was really good. It was really, really good. It was a really good primetime game, and it was just like two well-matched teams. And like I said, it's the most confident I've been about the Dolphins in a month.
Yeah.
It was weird too, because they were running with Mostert and picking up a lot, but then they just kept trying to throw it. And I was like, stop throwing. I'm like, just run the ball, because it's working, because the run defense of the Bills did not show up. Like in that early part of the game, like they were not there. So
yeah, Raheem Mostert was averaging 8 yards per carry.
Correct.
Salvin Ahmed was averaging 7.2. So yeah, it probably got away from that. But like their passing game, you just never know when a big play is going to happen. And I think that's why, like, when that's kind of your identity. And we saw Jalen Waddle had a huge play in that game.
Yep.
Tyreek Hill scored. But it's just, when you got Josh Allen on the other end, what are you going to do?
He played so
Leading
well.
rusher for the Bills, 77 yards, 4 touchdown passes. And in the cold, in the snow, they're just a team that's hard to kill, and they're winning close games, tough games. They've done it different ways, like the Eagles have this year. They've went through the injury ringer, and it just feels like they're the team most poised and ready for the playoffs, outside of maybe the Bengals in the AFC, who are like a quiet 10-4 team.
They've won 6 straight. The only team that's more impressive right now is 49ers with 7 straight.
And then the Lions in there.
Dude, I gave props. They started 1-6. They started 1-6, and now they're 7-7. So like, I gotta tip my hat.
If they could have just had one win in that losing streak, because there's a couple close games. There's the 2 games they just got shut out offensively, like nothing worked. But just one of those other close games, if it could have fallen in their favor, they would have been in such a better spot. And The way they beat the Jets with Brock
Fourth and
Wright
inches.
on that great play design. You move on from TJ Hawkinson and you got Brock Wright to take his place. It was like he commits to blocking on that play, and you see the Jets linebacker just run past him, and then he just slips out, and it's pay dirt after that. Incredible play in a close game again. And the Jets, I think you got the Niners and the Jets with the two best defenses in the NFL, and the Jets play every offense well. They've done it to all of the good offenses. They just got to figure out their own. So anyway,
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Oh God, hope not. No.
That's football though. We did it.
That's Dallas. That's Dallas.
Dallas.
Let's see. Hopefully we have a happy edition of wait a minute. Oh my God. If the Packers win tonight, the only person on clickbait will have lost will be Scooter. It's against the Jaguars.
Wow.
If we lose tonight, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna
wow.
cry. Brandon Perna, you got best and worst coming out today?
Best and worst of the NFL football weekend. Dang right, Tom.
Did you do a Broncos breakdown?
Yeah. It's called the Wait, hold on. It's called the not new worst game ever. It's doing okay. It's not slapping like those other ones, but Brett Rippon, he did all right. There's nothing like it was on pace to be a horrible game.
It was bad, yeah.
The first half of that game was probably the most boring first half the Broncos have done all year, and that's saying something.
Sure.
3 touchdowns in the second half. How can you not be a little excited? So
yeah, that tight end who has the long locks. Is he 87?
Eric Tomlinson, yeah. He's a blocking tight end, making plays in the pass game. Okay, let's do it.
You're like, why not? Who cares at this point? Who cares?
How many you got? What are you working on? 6 videos today, Tom?
Well, this counts as one. So yeah,
okay.
It's gonna be a long day. I have a short that I've been trying to figure out since the Patriots Raiders ending, and I was gonna do a reaction, and I was like, maybe I was gonna do just reaction to the ending, but I figured out a short that I want to do, and I'm so happy with that idea. So that's gonna be coming out. Packers stream tonight, obviously. Then every NFL fan's reaction to Week 15 shortly after that. Then the Packers fan reaction to Week 15. Then the Packers post game, and then I have to record predictions later too. So,
bam,
yeah, that'll be out on Wednesday. And then tomorrow, the South Saga, baby. Let's go. Let's go. It's coming down. You know what, Perna? Because like the football season, like on a macro level, is not long, but when you're in it, it's long.
Yeah.
Yesterday was the first time I was like, oh man, playoffs are right around the corner. And I got like a little excitement. I was like, I'm ready. I'm ready for some playoffs.
Yeah, it's time.
It is true. I wish there wasn't an extra week. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I was thinking about that last night. So I was like, man, I've got 3 weeks left of this crazy grind before it's crazy in the playoffs, but it's a change up. So you're welcoming it. Like, it's like, it should just be 2. We don't need this last week.
We don't. We definitely do not.
We know who's good, who sucks, who deserves to be.
That one, dude, I did power rankings. I recorded them last night because Rams and Packers ain't going to make it on there. So like I recorded top 5. I feel very confident. After that, no idea. Like Cowboys, sure, maybe. Like, are they Chargers? Vikings? Like it is. I have no idea.
This week in my power rankings, you'll see 2 USFL teams, 2 XFL teams. As I go all the way to 36.
Can you please put Argentina in your power rankings?
Lionel Messi, number 1, greatest soccer player who has ever done it.
You know what? I will. Did you watch the final real quick?
I was watching some of it. Yeah.
Honestly, like, because I was exhausted. I was gonna stream the Jets-Lions game, the 9.5-hour stream the night before. I set up the graphics and everything, and I recorded a video because I wanted to put out the Vikings Colts reaction. Did that, and I'm watching the final. And like by the time it was done, like football was about to start, I was like, I don't think I can. Like I'm drained from last night and emotionally drained from watching this because it was so good. It was good.
Yeah, it was good. It was good football.
It was. But folks, I'll see you later tonight. Make sure you check out Brandon Perna's latest vid, and of course, best and worst coming out later today.
And check out all 8 of Tom's videos coming out in the next 7 seconds.
Might be 8.
Okay, 8 seconds.
Might-
Bull riding time.
But folks, thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. This is GPS. And you have been navigated.
And you've reached your destination.